What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Night YouTube channel. In today's video, guys, we're doing a playthrough of Crypt Crawler. This is my Mint 10 dungeon crawler game that I've been working on for the last several months, and we are here inside of Tabletop Simulator on Steam on the computer. So it's going to be a little bit different today. Of course, the game doesn't exist yet in a physical form. It's still underway. I'm still designing it, still ironing out the kinks and balancing things and having people play test the game. And in today's video, we're going to play test the game. We're going to do a full playthrough of the game. So I know some of you guys have been asking for a rule book that is coming very soon. I know you have a lot of questions and you're a little bit confused about how to play the game. Hopefully, watching me play through the game in this video will answer most, if not all, of your questions. And of course, if you have any questions after you watch the video, be sure to leave those down in the comments below or join the Discord, the Game Night Discord. Come hang out and feel free to chat with us and ask questions about the game over there. So we're going to go ahead and get right into this, guys. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to pick our race and our class. So we've got 4 races to pick from. And you know what? For this video, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to go with the human, and we're going to play as a warrior for the class. So we're going to be a human warrior. So we could see here, we've got 17 starting health, which is the heart. We've got a 0 for our toughness, which is the shield. And then the orange diamond is our strength, is 2. The yellow lightning bolt down in the bottom left, that is our speed. It is 4. And then the blue star is our stamina, 9. And the little purple triangle is our maximum fear that we can reach before we go insane and lose the game, which is 8. And then we have our armor class, which is above all of those little icons, right in the middle of the card, right beneath the card art, where the little armor symbol is, and it's got a 3 in it. That is our armor class. So in order for an enemy to hit us, they're going to have to roll a 3 or better in order to hit us. And you can see down at the bottom of the card, the human starts with the dull blade and the bread starting gear. So we're going to go ahead and grab those starting gear from up here. We've got the bread right here. We're going to place that over this way, like so, underneath our class card. There we go. And we also start with the dull blade, and we're going to place that card over here underneath our race card, like so. And we'll have access to this card for the entire game. So even if you pick up another weapon, even if it's a two-handed weapon, you always get to keep and hang on to your starting weapon. You just stick it in your sheath on your belt and you're good to go. You always have access to that. So even if you lose your weapon, you've got a weapon to fall back on. And then we start with the bread, which says you may discard this card to heal 2 HP. So we could chow down on our bread at any point during the game to heal 2 hit points. So there we go. And we're also playing the game as the warrior class. So you could see we've got 3 different abilities, 3 different skills that we're going to unlock as we level up through the game. You'll notice we've got the name of the skill in red, and then we've got the actual effect text in white, and then below each of those is a little gray skull, which of course is the XP or experience point icon, and there's a number in each of those. That is the number of experience points you need to have in order to unlock that particular skill. So to get Fury, we need 5 XP. To get Weapon Mastery, we need 12 experience points. And to unlock Bloodlust, we need 20 experience points. There we go. So we'll go over each of those as we unlock them. Let's go ahead and set up our characters. So we've got the 17 starting health. So we're going to take our little token over here and set it on 17 on the health tracker. Then we start with 9 stamina. So we're going to take our stamina and put it up to 9. And then every character always starts the game with 1 oil in their lantern. And that is it. Everything else stays the same. You've got your food tracker, your fear, your movement or footsteps. You've got your oil right here, which is at 1. We've got our stamina. We've got our experience points tracker. This is our soul fragment tracker, and then our gold tracker. And of course, our health tracker over here too. So those are all 9 of the different statistics that you're going to be tracking throughout the game. And there we go. We've got our character set up and ready to go. And now we need to get a dungeon level set up. So we're always going to start on level 1 of the dungeon, which is indicated by this 6-sided dice right here, right underneath the dungeon map area. So on a 1, we're going to go ahead and take the dungeon deck over this way. We're going to shuffle it up. You can hit R on your keyboard to shuffle in Tabletop Simulator if you're playtesting. And then we're going to go ahead and drop the first card down. And this is going to be level 1 of the dungeon. So you can see there's a couple different icons on the cards. You've got the different colored symbols that is going to denote which of the actions you resolve on the flip side of the dungeon card, on the resolution side of the card. And then you've got this little area up here. This is a little staircase with the light shining down. That is where you're going to start. So we're going to take our little pawn and place it right there on the staircase. Then you'll also notice there is a key down here in this room. We need to get to the room that has the key in it. First, we have to clear the room, so we have to resolve whatever is in the room, and then if we're still alive at the end of that, we can pick up the key. Once you have the key, you're going to head to the room that has the little keyhole lock symbol, and it just so happens that it's in the same room as the key on this level. This is one of the easier ones. You use the key to unlock that, and you can exit the level to move down to the next level, which in this case, we'd go from level 1 down to level 2. So we're going to take this little key icon right here, this little key token, and we're going to place it over here. It's going to be cool too in the actual physical game. When this comes out, it's going to be a little mint tin game. It's going to be an actual little like yellow plastic key that comes in it, and you'll put that in the room on the back of the card, which is going to be pretty cool. So there we go. We've got that all set up. Our level is set up and ready to go, and we're ready to play Crypt Crawler. So here we go, guys. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to move into a room. So we can see here on our map card, we've got the stairs, and they lead down into this first room with the green circle. So we're going to go ahead and move into that room, and in order to do so, you need to spend a movement on your movement tracker here. So we're going to move that up to 1. Once this movement tracker gets all the way to the 10, it expends one of your oil, and your oil will drop down 1 number. If you ever have 0 oil in your lantern, for every step that you take after that, for every room that you move into, your fear level will increase by 1 for every step that you take, every movement into a new room. So you don't want that to happen. You definitely want to try to find oil and keep your lantern lit and not be walking around in the dark accumulating fear, because if you ever reach your maximum fear threshold as indicated on your race card, you lose the game. In this case, as the human, it is 8. Okay, so we spent the 1 movement. We moved into this room. It's got a green circle. So you're going to take a dungeon card. You're going to flip it over to its resolution side, and you're going to check the green circle. So you can see there's a green circle, a yellow triangle, a red diamond, and the purple star. We're in a room with a green circle, so we resolve the green circle. It says 1 spider. So we can either choose to fight the spider that's in the room, or we can push our luck. If we pushed our luck, we'd have to take this next card and flip it over, and we would look at the red text. For instance, on this card, the red text is a troll. If this was the card that we pushed our luck into, we would have to fight the troll. Regardless of whatever symbol is in the room that we're in, it doesn't matter at that point. When you push your luck, you resolve the red text. So in this case, I think I want to fight the spider. That's a pretty weak enemy, especially on level 1 of the dungeon. I don't want to push my luck into anything worse. So now that we're on level 1 of the dungeon and we're fighting an enemy and we're entering combat, now we have to draw modifier cards to modify this enemy's stats. So you'll take one of the dungeon cards, you'll draw it, you'll flip it over, and you'll look up here at these 4 symbols up here, and you'll see that the spider is going to get +1 to his health, +0 to his toughness, +0 to his strength, and +0 to his speed. Those are the 4 stats that will always be modified with the modifier cards, and in this case, he's only getting +1 to his health. We can see that the spider has 3 health to begin with. He gets +1, so he's going to go up to 4. So we're going to grab one of these 6-sided dice here, change it to a 4, like so. He's got 0 toughness, 1 strength, and 8 speed. He is very, very fast. And the way speed works in Crypt Crawler, if the enemy's speed is equal to or higher than the player's speed, the enemy attacks first. So we've got 4, the spider has 8. So as long as the spider has 4, or as long as an enemy has 4 or more speed, they're going to attack the human first. So we're going to go ahead and get the combat underway. So the way combat works is there are 2 dice here. There's the black dice and the red dice. I've got this little thing set up in Tabletop Simulator where we can click this button to roll, and it's going to roll both at the same time. This black dice is going to pertain to the to hit roll, and the red dice is going to pertain to the damage roll. So in order to hit my character, the spider has to roll equal to or higher than my armor class, which is 3. You can see, as we mentioned earlier, it's right beneath the artwork of the human on that little symbol of armor. it is 3. So the spider needs to roll a 3 or higher on this black dice. Let's go ahead and roll. Hopefully he doesn't. He did. Okay, he rolled a 3, so he does hit us. And then his second dice, the red dice, is a 3. So you'll see on the card, let's zoom in a little bit. If he rolls a 1, 2, or a 3 for damage, he inflicts 1 regular damage. That's what the red blood drop signifies, as regular damage to your health. If he rolls a 4 or a 5, he does 1 poison damage. That's what the green drop is for. And if he rolls a 6, he does 2 poison damage. Anytime an enemy hits you, no matter what type of damage it is, whether it's normal damage, poison damage, or fear or burn, those are the 4 different types of damage, they will always add their strength to that damage, and the strength damage is the same as doing regular damage to your health. So in this case, he rolled a 3, so he's doing 1 plus 1 is 2 damage, and our toughness is unfortunately 0, so we're not mitigating any damage. We're taking 2 damage to our health and dropping down to 15. Okay, now we get to retaliate. You'll notice here that the spider has 2 armor class. He's fairly easy to hit. It's a big old spider, so we're going to go ahead and roll. We need 2 or better, and we got a 5, and we also rolled a 4. So if we go over here and see, if we roll a 4 or a 5 with the dull blade, we do 2 damage plus 2 extra damage because our strength is 2. So we're dealing 4 damage. And if we look at the spider up this way, he's got 0 toughness, so he's not mitigating any, and he's got 4 health. So our 4 damage to his 4 health is enough to kill the spider. Now we're going to get some loot drops. And you'll notice we've got this row right here is the drops for every enemy. So he's got XP, soul fragments, gold, and this will be either a loot pouch, a loot chest, or a common, uncommon, or rare loot. There's a bunch of different symbols that can be here in this last slot. So these 3 will always be the same. So he gives us 2 XP. So we're going to move our XP up to 2 on the tracker. He also drops 1 soul fragment. And of course, in order to win the game, you need 3 soul crystals to reach a boss and defeat the boss. And the way that you get soul crystals is you need to collect 5 soul fragments, and then you need to find shrines, which we'll get into, and you combine all 5 of your fragments into a crystal, and you'll pull one of the 4 random colored crystals out of this pouch up this way. We'll get into that soon enough. And then the spider also drops 1 gold. So we're going to go ahead and set our gold up by 1. And he's got a loot pouch, as you can see. So we're going to go ahead and flip this over. And this is the exciting part. I love this. This is a new addition to the game, and it's very, very fun. So you can see on the top half of this loot table, we've got the loot pouch, and on the bottom, we've got the loot chest. So for the loot pouch, we're going to go ahead and roll a d6, and we're going to get one of those items at random. We're always going to use the black dice whenever we're rolling for any sort of loot, whether it's a loot pouch, loot chest, or rolling for potions or loot over here. We're going to use the black dice. So let's go ahead and roll. We got a 2. So you see here, a 2 for the loot pouch has the green gem, which means we get a common. So now we get to roll on the common loot table. So we'll roll, and we rolled a 3. So we'll go through the common loot over here, and you can see the 3rd common is the club. We got the green gem with the 3 on it, so that is the 3rd common item. And the club is way better than the dull blade that we have down here. It's at least, yeah, it's better. It's definitely better. So we're going to go ahead and pick up the club, and we're going to put it down here. So you'll see on the club card, we've got this little symbol right here in the bottom corner of the art. That means that it's one-handed, and it goes in your primary hand. So it's going to go here in our primary hand slot like so. And we'll put these other loot cards back here. And then, of course, we've got the name of the card. You got the artwork. You've got the type. If it's the green gem, it's a common. If it's a yellow gem, it's uncommon. And if it's a red gem, it's rare. And then the number, of course, just denotes which item it is in that particular loot table. So the 3 means that it's the 3rd item in the common loot. So obviously we rolled a 3, so this is the item that we got, the 3rd one in the common loot table. This is the damage that it does, depending on if you roll 1, 2, or 3, it does 1 damage, a 4 or 5, it'll do 2 damage, and a 6, it'll do 4 damage. And then it's got a special little ability that says, when you defeat a rat with this weapon, gain 1 food. And I will say straight up, that is a total nod and shout out to Tin Helm. So obviously I'm very, very inspired by Jason Glover's games, Iron Helm and Tin Helm and all that stuff. That was a huge inspiration for me to even make this game, was getting into all of those games, these solo player games and Mint Tin games. And yeah, so whenever you defeat a dark rat in Tin Helm, it gives you a food. So in Crypt Crawler, I wanted to, you know, kind of pay homage to that. Whenever you bash a rat with the club, you get a food from it. Otherwise, you don't. But if you bash it with the club, you get a food from it. So we're going to want to fight rats if we come across any rats scurrying around in the dungeon. All right, so there we go. That is it. We got all of our drops from the spider. We could check over here. There's nothing else to do next to the green circle. It was just a spider. And if you look down at the bottom half of the card, you've got that little box where it says leftovers, and it's got the purple star and some text. That is the event. Now, that purple star is not a green circle, so it doesn't match. If that was a green circle down there next to the event name, then we would have that event activate in this room. So that's the only time that that's going to happen. So we don't have that, so we're good to go. We have cleared the room. So we're going to go ahead and place the modifier card over here. We'll place the enemy card back down here. And now that we've cleared the room, we're going to put one of these little tokens right here into the room to show that we've cleared it once we've moved out of it. In the actual physical Mint Tin version of the game, there's going to be little tiny clear cubes to signify that you have cleared the room. There will be clear cubes. So it'll be very, very apparent that you've cleared the room. And essentially what that means is once you've cleared the room, if you were to move back into the room, you don't flip a card and have to resolve anything again. The room has been cleared. It's empty. You killed whatever was in it. You looted whatever treasure was there. You don't get to, you know, go back in the room and keep farming the room over and over, essentially. Okay, so now that we're done with that room, we're going to move. So now we've got an option here. We can either move to the right into this yellow triangle room, or we can move down into this green circle room. And as a rule of thumb, the green circle rooms generally have more benign things in it, like, you know, the spider that we just fought. You might, you know, even find some loot or some gold or some food. The yellow triangle rooms are generally like a medium difficulty. It'll be a little bit more difficult on average. And then the red diamond rooms will be the most difficult on average. And you may have noticed too on this last card, there's a purple star right here. So there are no rooms that have purple stars, but you could potentially push your luck. So in order to make pushing your luck from a red room have a risk to it, I had to add a potential outcome that could be even more difficult than the red room. Because if you go in a red room and you come across something that you don't want to tussle with, you have to think that you might end up pushing into something even worse. So if you push your luck into one of these purple icons here, and as you can see with the red text, of course that means that you have to fight or resolve whatever that is if it's got the red text whenever you push your luck. In this case, it would be a troll, which would be really, really gnarly. So let's go ahead and move. So I think, well, we've got to get here to get the key. I kind of want to hit up all of these rooms. So what I think, okay, I'm gonna chart my course. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move down into here, then I'm gonna move over, then up, then over, and then down. That way we can hit up every single room without having to backtrack. So that's another cool thing about these little map layouts. It's not too difficult, you know what I mean? It's fairly simple, but it does add a little bit added layer of complexity, for lack of a better word, kind of reaching using the word complexity, but it is like a little mini puzzle within itself. So we're going to go ahead and track our course here. We're going to spend one movement, and I always like to move this first so that you don't forget. It's a good habit to get into. Move your movement marker on the movement tracker, and then move your little pawn, which will be a little meeple in the actual physical game. So now that we've cleared that first room, we'll take our clear token and we'll place it there to show that we've cleared that. So if we were to ever move back into that room, we won't resolve the green circle again. It'll just be as if the room is empty. Okay, so we've moved down here into this room. There is a green circle. So we're going to flip a card. And here we go. So we've got +2 poison and an ooze. Do I want to do that? Wait, did I put that card? Yeah, okay, there was another troll. Wow, okay. Do I want to do that? +2 poison and an ooze. I don't really want to. So the way poison works is this. Whenever you get poison, you're going to take this little green token that's up this way, and it's actually going to go onto your stamina tracker, and it's going to start at the maximum value that's printed on your character card. So in this case, it's 9. So if we were to get 2 poison, this would go on the 9 for the first poison, and then it would move down another one and go on the 8 for the second poison. And what that's going to do is it would actually bump our stamina down below it, down to 7, because your stamina can never go up above what your poison level is. And also, if your poison ever reaches down to 0 on your stamina track, you are dead. You are completely poisoned and you're dead. So that is another way that you can lose the game, other than losing your health, and of course, other than your fear reaching your max fear threshold. In this case, it's 8 for us as the human. If the fear ever reaches 8 on the fear meter, we lose. So those are the 3 ways that you can lose the game. So considering that we have full stamina right now, I don't really want to get poisoned and lose 2 stamina. That kind of sucks. So I think I'm going to go ahead and push my luck, and there's a great way to show you guys how that works. So we're going to push our luck, and we're going to look at the text that is in red. You're going to ignore, at this point, once you push your luck, you don't pay attention to the symbol of the room anymore. That's only the first card that you flip over when you move into a room. Whenever you push your luck, you're going to look at the red text. So in this case, we're looking here where it says 1 goblin and 1 orc. I'm also noticing up here, you'll see this little coin symbol. There's going to be 2 different symbols that can be at the top of these resolution cards. It'll either be a gold coin, which means that there's a shop, and after you're done resolving that card, you can then go to the shop over here and you can shop, and I'll show you how that works in just a moment. And the other symbol will look just like this. It'll look like a soul fragment, and that's where the shrines are located, and that's when you can spend or combine your 5 soul fragments in order to get a crystal. One of those has not popped up yet, I don't believe, in the cards that we've seen. No, but I'll show you that whenever it comes up. Okay, so on this card, we've got a goblin and an orc, and we have to do it. Since we pushed our luck into it, you can't keep pushing your luck. You can only push your luck once. So we've got a goblin and an orc. This is going to be maybe kind of rough. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into a fight. Anytime you see a resolution card and it has 2 enemies like that, you fight them one after the next. You don't fight them simultaneously. So we're going to go ahead and set up the goblin. That's the first one you fight. You always fight them in order from left to right. So we're going to fight the goblin. And we're on level 1 of the dungeon, so he's going to get 1 modifier card. And he gets +1 strength and +1 speed. So his 0 strength is going to go up to 1. And his speed of 3 is going to go up to 4. Okay, so as mentioned before, if the enemy speed is equal to or greater than the character speed, the enemy attacks first. So he's got 4 speed, we have 4 speed. So that modifier, this goblin being a little bit speedier than you know the typical goblin, he's going to get the jump on us. So that's the cool thing about these modifiers, is it makes the enemies dynamic, and it gives them a little bit more character, a little bit more personality, and most importantly, it changes the actual like playability of the game. It'll feel different every time you fight different enemies. They'll have their general base stats, but then they can also be modified. So like in this case, we're fighting like a little speedy, strong goblin. He's fast and he's got some extra strength. All right, so this guy's going to go ahead and attack. He needs to roll a 3 or higher because our armor class is 3. And he rolled a 6. He hits us. Fortunately, there are not any critical hits in Crypt Crawler. Otherwise, we would have got critted just now. He rolled a 6. So he does hit us, and then he rolled a 3 for damage. And you can see over here, if he rolls a 1, 2, or a 3 for damage, he does 1 damage. And then his strength went from 0 up to 1. So he's inflicting 2 damage, and we have 0 toughness and no armor to mitigate any of that damage. So we're taking 2 damage and going from 15 down to 13. Now we can retaliate here, and you'll see that he also has 3 armor class. So we need to roll 3 or better. And we literally just rolled the exact same thing. That happens sometimes. That is very rare, but it can happen. We just rolled a 6. You even saw the dice popped up whenever I hit the roll button. So we rolled a 6 and we rolled a 3 for damage. So we hit him, and with our club, if we roll a 1, 2, or 3, we do a 1 damage, and then we've got 2 strength. So that is 3 damage minus his 1 toughness is 2 damage, and he has 3 health. So here's another thing we can do, guys. This is where your stamina comes into play. So you don't spend stamina to attack. You might be thinking of like Iron Helm or Tin Helm. Those games you have to spend. In that game, it's called energy. There's a resource called energy. You have to spend your energy in order to attack. In Crypt Crawler, you don't have to spend energy to attack. You can always swing. It's not like your character is so completely depleted of energy that they literally can't swing at all. It's when you have stamina, you can put more oomph behind your swing. You could put more strength behind your swing. So whenever you roll and you hit an enemy and you're able to damage them, you can spend up to 3 stamina per attack. So you can spend 1, 2, or 3, or you can spend none if you don't want to, but you can spend up to 3 per successful hit. And for every stamina that you spend, it's going to add 1 damage to your attack. So we did the 3 damage. We're doing the 1 from the club, the 2 from our strength, and then -1 for his toughness is 2 damage. And if we spend 1 stamina, we can add 1 to that to bump our damage up to 3, and that is enough to take down the goblin since he has 3 health. So we're going to go ahead and remove these dice off of him. We have defeated the goblin. And let's see what we're going to get for our drop. So he's got 2 XP, 1 soul fragment, 1 gold coin, and a loot pouch. So we're going to get our 2 XP over this way. We're at 4 XP. If we get 1 more to 5, we're going to unlock our Fury skill. We also get the 1 fragment and 1 coin. So we're up to 2 fragments. We're up to 2 gold coins. And he drops a loot pouch. Here we go, guys. We get to roll on the loot pouch table. We're using the black dice. We rolled a 6. And when you roll a 6 on the loot pouch table here, you get +1 oil. We found ourselves a little flask of oil. That is really good. So we're going to go ahead and move up our oil to a 2 right there. So we don't have to worry about wandering around in the dark anytime soon and getting our fear meter elevated there. So that is good. But we're not done yet. There's also an orc in the room. So once we squash the goblin, his orc boss comes from the shadows out behind him. So we're going to have to fight the orc boss. So now that we've defeated the goblin, you take his modifier card that was over here, you toss it over this way, and you're going to want to make sure that you put it underneath the card that you're actually currently resolving. This is going to be a lot easier to do when you have the actual physical cards. It's a little cumbersome in tabletop sim. It's not too bad though. You just drag the card, you move it out the way, and boom, you're done. But it'll feel a lot better with the actual physical components, of course, when the game is released. But you want to make sure that the room that you're resolving always stays on top of this deck. So we've got the orc here that we're going to fight. Again, we're in level 1, so we're going to go ahead and flip over 1 modifier card. He gets +1 health and nothing to the rest of his stats. So he's going to get +1 health. So he's going to go from 5 up to 6. Here we go. Put a 6. And then you can see he's got 1 toughness, 2 strength, but he's slow. He's a big lug. He's got 2 speed. We've got our 4 speed, so we're going to get to attack first, and his armor class is 3. So we need a 3 or better. Come on, baby. Give it to me. Oh, we got a 2. We swing. He's apparently not too slow, and he dodges the attack. He's gonna attack back. He needs a 3 or better. He does hit us, but thankfully he rolls a 1 for his damage. If he rolls a 1, 2, or 3, he inflicts 2 damage, plus 2 more damage for his strength. So that is 4 damage. And once again, we've got no toughness, so we're taking 4 damage, man. We're already going down to 9. We're getting beat up, man. We are getting beat up on level 1. All right, we need to roll 3 or better. We rolled a 2 and missed. This is terrible. Disaster. The orc is going to retaliate. He misses. Let's go. We retaliate. We swing. And oh man, do we hit him, dude. So we rolled 3. So that's equal to or higher than his armor class. So we hit him. And we rolled a 6. And if you look down here, if you roll a 6 with the club, you deal 4 damage. Plus our 2 strength is 6 damage. Minus his 1 toughness is 5 damage. And so we're going to go ahead and put a little bit more oomph behind that swing of the club for 1 extra damage with our stamina here to deal 6 damage and take down the orc. He did get a good lick on us, though. We're already down to 9 health, which is basically like just above half of our health missing. All right, let's see what we're going to get from this guy. We're going to get 3 experience points. So we're going from 4 up to 7. So check it out, guys. We have surpassed the 5 XP mark. We've reached 5 and actually gone past it. So we're going to take one of these little red markers here and place it right there to show that we've unlocked that skill. So we have unlocked Fury. When an enemy inflicts damage to you and reduces your HP, your next attack inflicts +1 damage. So if we get hit and they reduce our HP, we get mad, man. We get ticked off and we go into a Fury, and our next attack inflicts +1 damage. So that's a cool little skill to pick up, especially since we've been getting hit so much. All right. We also get 2 soul fragments. So we are up to 4. If we get 1 more soul fragment and we find a shrine, we can get ourselves a soul crystal from this pouch over here. And of course, you need 3 of those in order to reach a boss. He also drops 2 gold. He's pretty rich. The orc, even though he's tough, even though he's got good toughness and high strength and pretty good health, he gives you some good loot whenever you defeat him. And he also has the yellow gem, which means he drops an uncommon loot. As mentioned earlier, the green gem is common, the yellow gem is uncommon, and the red gem is rare. So we're going to get a random uncommon loot. So we're going to use the black dice. Let's roll. We rolled a 2. So let's go ahead and find the yellow 2. As you can see right here, this is the second uncommon loot. We found an axe. Check this thing out, dude. It does... If you roll a 1, 2, or 3, it does 2 damage. A 4 or 5, it does 3 damage. And a 6, it does 5 damage. That is better than the 1, 2, 4 that we've got over here. We've got 1, 2, 4 in the club and 2, 3, 5 on the axe. It also says, as its effect, when you inflict damage with this weapon, you may discard it to inflict double damage. So you can essentially throw this axe to inflict double damage whenever you inflict damage with it. And as you can see here, it's got the 1 primary hand symbol, which means it goes in our primary hand, which means we have to make a decision. Do we want to keep the club or pick up the axe? Of course, we are going to pick up the axe because it is the superior weapon. So we're going to drop the club. We're going to pick up the axe, and the club will go back into the loot deck. Anytime you drop a piece of loot, it goes back into the loot deck to be found and dropped by another enemy once again. Another thing to note too, if you ever defeat an enemy and they drop a loot and it's on the flip side of one of the cards that you already have equipped, you do have the option of dropping that loot that you currently have and using the new loot that you found on the flip side of the card. That is an option that you have. And it also creates a little bit of variability to the play. Like you'll notice there's the skull cap here. So you can never have the axe and the skull cap at the same time. And that's going to go for other items as well. There's going to be certain items in here that you can't have both of them simultaneously. All right, so we got the axe. That is incredible. We got a very good upgrade to our weapon. We still have our dull blade over here sheathed on our belt just in case we ever lose this. And we've got our bread. You know what? I think I'm going to eat it. You may discard this card to heal 2 HP. Let's go ahead and do that now because our health is getting a little low. It's getting a little low-ish. So we're going to go from 9 up to 11 like so. There we go. Hope you guys are enjoying this so far. It might be a little bit of a long video. You guys seem to be enjoying the long videos, which is great. I love making them, and I'm super glad that you guys are enjoying watching the longer content. So this is probably going to be a little bit of a longer video, especially since I'm doing like an updated sort of tutorial as we play through the game so that you guys can see how everything works. That's going to add a little bit of time to the video, but I'm sure you guys don't mind. And this is going to be great for you guys that want to get on the tabletop simulator and actually play the demo of the game of Crypt Crawler. All right, so there we go. We defeated the orc and the goblin. We've defeated both of those, and you can see at the top of the card, as mentioned earlier, there's the little gold coin symbol. That means that there's a shop that we can visit in this room. So you'll see over here on the shop card, there are basically 3 different shelves. The bottom shelf, you can see, has green flags hanging under the items. The middle shelf has yellow flags, and the top shelf has red flags. And that is going to denote, or you'll be able to access those shelves depending on what room you're in. So we're in a room with a green circle. So that means that this shop, we have access to the shelf with the green flags. So we don't have access to the middle or top shelf. So we can buy a health potion that'll give us +2 health for 1 gold. We can buy a poison antidote that will remove 1 poison for 2 gold. And we can purchase 2 food. We'll get +2 food. That's the little chicken leg for 3 gold. So first of all, I want to buy that health potion. So it costs 1 gold, as you can see on the green flag. So we're going to spend 1 gold. And it says +2 on the heart. So we get +2 health and go up to 13. We've got 3 gold remaining, and I'm going to use that to buy the food. So you see the 3 gold on that flag, the bottom right green flag. It costs 3 gold to get +2 food. So we're going to spend our last 3 gold, and we're going to get +2 food. Now, the way food works is in between battles, not during battles. You can't put your finger up and tell the bad guy, hold on 1 second, Mr. Bad Guy, let me chow down real quick. You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. You've got to eat your food while you're moving around the dungeon in between resolving resolution cards. So you got to do it outside of battle. You can spend a food, which you would eat your food. You would move your little food marker down by 1. We'll go ahead and do that now. When you do that, you can either gain 1 health or you can gain 1 stamina, your choice. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and gain a stamina and go back up to 8. And it's worth mentioning too, you can never exceed the health or stamina that's printed on your character's card. So for the human, you can never go above 17 health and you can never go above 9 stamina. That is your cutoff point. That's the maximum that you can have. And I think I'm going to go ahead and hang on to this other food because I'm not sure if I want to use it for stamina or health just yet. Because if we start taking a lot of damage, I might want to eat it for health. If we use a lot of stamina, I might want to use it for stamina. So it's good sometimes to conserve food to see, which one you might want to allocate it to, whether it's health or stamina. But in this case, we'll go ahead for the tutorial purposes and just because I want to. We're going to get back 1 stamina. Okay, so there we go. We're done with the shop. We're done with this room. We can go ahead and move the modifier card over this way, and we can put the enemy back down here like so, and we're ready to move on. So we're going to move into the next room here. And you can see, of course, I know this is probably obvious and self-explanatory, but I'm going to say it anyway, just so there's absolutely no confusion. When there's the little hallway like this little piece right here connecting a room, that means you can move from one room into the other. I know that should be fairly self-explanatory. If this was just black right here, that means those rooms are cut off and we'd have to backtrack through the rooms. And that does happen on some of the maps, like this one over here. You can see there's no little hallway between these, so you can't move from this room into this room. You'd have to move up through here and go around. I know it's probably self-explanatory, but just so there's absolutely no confusion, I thought I'd go ahead and mention that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move into this room. Of course, first thing you want to do, move on your movement tracker here, and then we're going to move our pawn into this red diamond room. And we're going to go ahead and flip a card, and check it out, guys. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Okay. So as you can see here, the red diamond, it says 1 rare loot. Also, at the bottom half of the card, there's the red diamond next to the event, haunted, which means we have to activate the event in this room. So this room is haunted. So the way you do this is you always go from top to bottom. So we're going to resolve this part first, then we will resolve the bottom part, the event part. So we're going to get 1 rare loot. It's also worth mentioning, we've got the little soul fragment crystal up here at the top of the card. That means that there's a shrine in this room. The unfortunate thing is we only have 5. We only have 4 soul fragments. You need 5 in order to combine those into a crystal. So we're not going to be able to get a crystal, but we do get 1 rare loot. So we're going to go ahead and roll. We're using the black dice. We rolled a 2, and now we need to find the rare loot that has a 2. So we're going to go ahead and sift through the deck over here. And oh, baby, we didn't even get to use the axe. We're about to grab the war hammer, guys. So check this out. This is awesome. We pick up the war hammer, as you can see here. The war hammer, it is a 2-handed weapon. As you can see here, it's got the 2 hands. So that means it's going to take up both of our slots down here. We can't hold a shield whenever you have this weapon. Of course, it's got the red. So that the red gem, so that means it's a rare, and it's the 2, so it's the 2nd rare item. And if we roll a 1, 2, or 3, it does 3 damage. A 4 or a 5, it'll do 4 damage. And if you roll a 6, it does 7 damage. And its ability says, once per battle, you may add 1 to your roll when rolling to inflict damage to an enemy. So let's say you can do this once per battle. Let's say that we attack an enemy, we hit them, and let's say that we roll a 3. We can add 1 to that roll to make it a 4, so that way we'll deal 4 damage. Or, best case scenario, if we roll a 5 to deal damage, we can increase that roll. We can add 1 to the roll when rolling to inflict damage and increase it to a 6 and deal 7 damage, which is amazing. So, we're going to drop the axe. That was very short-lived. We didn't even get to use the axe, but it's okay. We'll toss it back in the deck, and we could potentially pick up the skull cap. So we're going to go ahead and equip the warhammer, and we'll just place it right here so that it takes up both hand slots like so. That is amazing, dude. We got a crazy rare loot. No armor yet, but we got a really, really powerful rare loot right there in the form of the warhammer weapon. Okay, but there's also a little bit of a downside to this because this room is haunted. The hair on the back of your neck rises. You feel like you're being watched. So you'll see at the bottom of the card, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, the little dice symbols, and then there's something that happens depending on what you roll down this way. So we're going to go ahead and roll. We're going to use the black dice. We're always going to use the black dice, so that way I don't have to keep repeating myself. Every time we roll for anything like that, loot or any of these events, we're always going to use the black dice. Let's see what we get. A 5. So you see if you roll a 4 or a 5, +2 fear. So, ooh, it's creepy in this room. We feel like there's somebody watching us and we're getting a little spooked, a little freaked out. So we get 2 fear on our fear tracker. And remember, if we reach 8, we go crazy down in the dungeon and we lose the game. So we're 25% of the way there. That is pretty scary. Okay. And as mentioned, there is a shrine in the room, but we only have 4 fragments, 4 soul fragments, so we're not able to combine them into a soul crystal. And it's worth mentioning, those are the terms. That's the terminology. Enemies drop soul fragments. It's little fragments of the crystal, and then you have to find these magical shrines to combine the fragments and turn it into a whole crystal. Okay, so we are done with that room. So we're going to go ahead and move into the next room. We're going to take a step on our movement tracker here, and we're going to move up into this yellow triangle room. We'll go this way. We'll put a token on here to show that that room has been cleared, and we'll flip and look at the yellow triangle. And it just happens to be the red text again. So it says 1 common loot, and if you look at the bottom half of the card, it's got the yellow triangle. We're in a toxic grove, so we've got to make up our minds. Do we want to stick around in here, grab the common loot, and potentially suffer the consequences of the toxic grove, or do we want to push our luck? I want some loot, so we're going to do it. So we're going to resolve the top half of the card first, 1 common loot. So let's go ahead and roll. We rolled a 2, and what do you know? We got the skull cap. There we go. So we're going to put that right there. We're rolling 2s for everything. We rolled a 2 for the uncommon loot, a 2 for the rare, and a 2 for the common. That is crazy. So we got the skull cap here, and you'll notice it's got the little helmet symbol, which means it goes on your head, on your helmet slot right here, like so. And it's got 1 toughness. So it's going to give us 1 toughness, which means we're going to mitigate 1 damage from damage inflicted to us by enemies. It does not increase our armor class, so our armor class is going to remain 3. Some of the items, some of the armors will increase your armor class, making you harder to hit, which is extremely powerful. And then over here, this little anvil symbol is its durability. This is heavily inspired by Diablo 2. If you're a Diablo 2 player, you probably recognize this hat right here. This is literally the Harlequin Quest Shaco from Diablo 2. I was obviously very inspired by Diablo 2, as well as, the other little Mint Tin games and just dungeon crawlers in general. But yeah, so I'm paying homage to Diablo 2 by including this little skull cap hat that I drew that looks very similar to the Shaco from Diablo 2. So it's got 3 durability. So we're going to put a 3 on it. Every time you take physical damage, which is indicated, by the blood drop, anytime you take damage to your HP from enemies and you mitigate that damage with your armor, it's going to reduce the durability of the armor by 1, and you don't have the choice. So we'll get into that whenever we get into another fight, but if there was an enemy out and it hits you, if the enemy hits you, you can't choose not to mitigate the damage with your armor. You have to. It's just like in Diablo 2. If you're wearing the armor and you get hit, it's going to take damage. You can't decide for it not to take damage. So just to keep things simple, that's the way the rules in Crypt Crawler works. If you get hit and you have armor on, it mitigates the damage by factoring in the toughness that it provides, and then it will reduce its durability by 1. Okay, so it also has a little ability down here. It says, and this is also a nod to the Shaco, because the Shaco it increases your magic find in Diablo 2, which helps you find better loot items. I didn't quite want to make it that powerful since it's a common item, but it does something similar. When you defeat an enemy, you gain +1 gold. So you are able to find some more treasure whenever you defeat enemies. You'll actually gain an extra gold as long as you're wearing the skull cap. There we go. And now, since we're in that yellow triangle room, you can see the event down here with the yellow triangle, the toxic grove. Poisonous mushroom spores fill the warm, thick air. We need to go ahead and roll a d6. Let's go ahead and roll. We rolled a 4 +2 poison. Oh man, so breathing in all those spores gave us +2 poison. So we have 9 is our maximum stamina. So we get +2, so it's going to go on the 9, and then it's going to move down on the 8, which means it bumps our stamina down to 7. Like so, because as mentioned earlier, your stamina can never be equal to or higher than your poison. It always has to be lower than. So it bumps our stamina down. Got a little bit of poison on us. We're going to want to get that off of us. So let's keep on moving. That is it for that room. We picked up our common loot, and we resolved the bottom part of the card, the Toxic Grove. Now let's go ahead and move into this next room, which is a green room. So we're going to move here. We're going to move over into this green room. We're going to draw. And we found another shrine room. That is good. As you can see, we got the soul fragment symbol up here. So we're in a shrine room. And it is green, correct? Yep, green. So it says -1 HP, 1 goblin, and 1 oil. Also, we've got a green circle here. So there's a well in the room. So we'll be able to activate that as well. No pun intended. So I think I'm going to do it. Because when we kill that goblin, we're going to get a soul fragment, and there's a shrine in the room, so we'll be able to get our first crystal. So we're going to do it. So first, you do them from left to right. -1 HP. All right, so we take 1 damage. The goblin sneak attacks us as soon as we enter the room, and then we have to fight the goblin. We'll go ahead and set him up. Of course, we are on dungeon level 1, as you can see here. So he's going to get that 1 modifier card, and he's going to get +1 to his strength. So he's going to go from 0 strength up to 1. Like so. And he's got 3 health, 1 toughness, and 3 speed to our 4 speed. We are faster. He's got 3 armor class. We need 3 or better. We're attacking with our Warhammer too. Let's see if we can hit him. We rolled a 1. We completely whiffed, dude. All right. The goblin is going to retaliate. He needs 3 or better to hit us. He rolls 2 and misses. We're going to take another swing. We need 3 or better. We rolled a 6 and we rolled a 1 for damage. So if we roll a 1, 2, or a 3, we do 3 damage. Plus the 2, which means that we're doing 5 total damage. He's got 1 toughness, so 5 minus 1 is 4, and he's only got 3 health, so we crush him with the Warhammer, and we defeat him. There we go, guys. Cool stuff. So we're going to go ahead and loot this guy. So we're going to get 2 experience points and go from 7 up to 9. Keep in mind, we need to reach 12 in order to get weapon mastery. And we have to remember that we have fury too. Anytime an enemy deals damage to our HP, our next attack is going to inflict +1 damage. We're also going to get 1 soul fragment. That is amazing. So now we're at 5. We're going to get 1 gold. Plus we're wearing the skull cap. When you defeat an enemy, gain +1 gold. So we're going to actually get 2 gold. And he's got a loot pouch. So we're going to roll in the loot pouch table. And we rolled a 4. And that is a random potion. That's what the little gray potion is. So we're going to get to roll on the potion loot table. Let's see what we roll. A 5. What is a 5? It is a strength potion. So we'll go ahead and equip the strength potion down this way. And we'll take a look at it. Strength potion. You can see it's got the little potion icon in the bottom corner. And it's the 5th one. We rolled a 5. So we get the number 5 potion. It says, you may discard this card to increase your strength by 1 until the end of a battle. So, gives you a little strength boost over here, especially when you're fighting an enemy that's got a lot of health, like especially if you're fighting a boss. This would be great to drink during a boss fight. Okay, let's go. And unlike food, you can drink potions during fights with enemies. You can pop the cork off and just down it real quick when you're fighting an enemy. All right, let's see here. I think that is it for him. He's also got... Or I'm sorry, the room that we're in also has 1 oil. So we're going to gain an oil. Dude, we've got oil for days. We don't have to worry about our lantern burning out. That's for sure. And then there's also the shrine in the room, as you can see right here. And we've got 5 soul fragments. So we're going to combine all 5, go down to 0, and we're going to shuffle up the bag. Again, you can use the R key on your keyboard in Tabletop Simulator to shuffle. And we're going to get a random soul crystal. There we go, dude. Our first soul crystal, orange. And now... we can go ahead and look at the boss cards here, and you can see the giant. He needs a red, blue, and green soul crystals for you to fight him. So we know right off the bat we're not fighting the giant because we got an orange one. Okay, so we're not going to be facing the giant. It's either going to be the dragon, the sorcerer, or the demon lord that we're going to be fighting. Okay, there we go. That is it for the top half of the card, and then there's a well in the room. A cobblestone well is situated in the corner of the room. What could be down there? Let's go ahead and find out. Let's go ahead and roll. We rolled a 2. +1 gold. Let's go. Okay, so we searched down in the well and we found another gold. Must have been a lucky well. People were tossing coins down into the well. So there we go, guys. We've completed that room. That was amazing. We got our first soul crystal. Let's go. And we're still on level 1, so that's great. All right, now we're going to move from this green room over here into this yellow triangle room. So, oops, before we do, I'm about to break my own rule. Let's go ahead and move on the tracker. Then move into the yellow triangle room and see what we've got. So there's an orc and a gold. Ooh, and steam geysers. And that can reduce your stamina. I don't like that. I don't like that. We're going to push our luck. Into, see what red text we have? 1 warlock and 1 gold. Okay, so we're going to fight a Warlock. So let's see. And it's worth noting too, this is on the yellow triangle, and that does not match up down here. So we're not going to be doing the hidden stash event. So we're going to fight a Warlock. So let's go ahead and find the Warlock. Is he on the other side of the skeleton? Where is the Warlock? There he is, on the other side of the rat. Okay, we'll set up the Warlock. We're on level 1 still. He's going to get that 1 modifier card. That's going to give him +1 health and +1 strength. So he's going to go up to 6 health and 2 strength. Yikes. Okay, so 6 health. 2 strength, like so. There we go. And he has a speed of 4 that's equal to or greater than ours, so he gets to attack first. Here we go. Oh, he hits us, man, and he hits us hard. He rolls a 6, and if he rolls a 6, he does 3 burn plus his 2 strength. So our skull cap mitigates 1. It's got the 1 toughness, so we're mitigating 1 of the 2 physical damage that he's doing to us. So we are taking 1 damage. This is going to reduce the durability of our skull cap to 2. It's also going to proc our fury ability. When an enemy inflicts damage to you and reduces your HP, your next attack inflicts +1 damage. So our next attack will do +1 damage. Since he rolled a 6, he also does 3 burn damage. And the way burn works is you take an orange die, you place it up here in your health, and since he's doing 3, we're going to put a 3 on it. At the beginning of every one of your turns to attack, you reduce your health by the number that's on the burn counter, and then you reduce the burn counter by 1. So since it's our turn to attack, we're going to take 3 burn damage. Since we're on fire, we're going to drop from 11 down to 8, and then this is going to go from a 3 down to a 2. So on our next turn, we would take 2 damage. This would go down to a 1. Then on the next turn, we would take 1 damage, and then the burn would go away. Burn's pretty nasty because it can't be mitigated by toughness. It just does straight damage to your health. It's very, very nasty. All right, so we're going to go ahead and retaliate here. We need to roll a 3 or better since his armor class is 3. Let's see what we get. Nice, we rolled a 5, but we rolled pretty low for damage. We rolled a 1. If we roll a 1, 2, or 3, we do 3. Plus our 2 strength is 5 damage. He's got no toughness, but 6 health. So we're going to add a little bit more damage to it by spending 1 stamina to bump it up to 6 damage and take him down. There we go. He gives us 2 experience points. So we're going to go ahead and move up to 2. We're going to go to 11. If we get 1 more, we're going to unlock Weapon Mastery. He gives us 2 soul fragments. He drops 2 of those, like so. He also drops 1 gold, and we have the skull cap. When you defeat an enemy, gain +1 gold, so we get 2 gold. There we go. You can see the skull cap's pretty good, man. Get you rich quick. And he also has a loot chest, so we're going to roll on the loot chest table. Let's see what we get here. We rolled a 2, and ooh, we get +2 food, so we get to increase our food by 2, like so. Great. Okay. Cool stuff. It's also worth mentioning, too, that whenever you defeat an enemy, if you have burn damage on you, the burn damage goes away. You won't continue to take burn damage as you're moving through the dungeon. It is gone. So the burn only persists as long as you're in battle with the enemy. Once you kill them, their burn damage goes away. So we're going to go ahead and delete that cube right there. And yeah, we have defeated the Warlock. And then you can see over this way, there's a Warlock, and there was also a gold in the room. So we noticed that there's a little gold coin on the floor. We're going to go ahead and scoop that up as well. And that is it. We can move on out of the room. And there's only 1 room left on level 1. We're going to move down into this green room. So let's spend a step. We'll move down into the green room. We'll put the clear cube here. And there's a key in the room. But as mentioned in the beginning of the video, you have to resolve the room before you can get the key. So we're going to go ahead and resolve the green circle on this card. +1 fear and 1 skeleton. There is a shrine in the room, as you can see by the symbol at the top, the soul fragment symbol, but we don't have enough. We've only got 2, and zombies, they don't drop any soul fragments. They're pretty stingy. They're undead. They don't have a soul anymore. They drop 0 soul fragments. So I don't know if it's really worth it. He does drop a loot pouch. A loot pouch could be good. Could get a potion off him potentially. I think I'm going to skip it. I think I'm going to skip it, especially since this card has the demon on it, as you can see down there, so we don't have to worry about pushing our luck into the demon. I think I'm going to skip it. Let's go ahead and skip that room, and we're going to push into, ooh, a Banshee and an altar. Okay, so we have to fight a Banshee. I think that was, where was the Banshee? Right here. Okay, so we're going to fight a Banshee. So we have exhausted the dungeon deck. So we're going to take this card that we're currently using for the room that we're in. We're going to set it to the side. We're going to take the rest of the deck, set it over this way, and give it a shuffle. And we're going to draw a modifier card for the Banshee. He gets +1 toughness. As you can see up here, he gets +1 to his toughness. So he goes from 0 up to 1, like so. He's got 6 health. He also has 6 speed. So he is attacking first. He is very, very speedy. So he's going to go ahead and roll to attack. He does hit us, and he rolls a 1 for damage. So he's doing 2 damage, +1 strength is 3 damage, and we mitigate 1 with our skull cap with the 1 toughness, so we're taking 2 damage. So we're going to take 2 damage like so. That's going to reduce the durability of our skull cap, and it procs our fury ability, so our next attack will inflict +1 damage. So we need to roll 3 or higher. Let's go ahead and roll. We rolled a 6, and we rolled a 5 for damage. So if you roll a 4 or a 5 with the Warhammer, you deal 4. Plus, we're doing +1 from our fury ability, so that is 5. And then +2 from our strength is 7 damage. Minus his 1 toughness is 6, and he's got 6 HP, so that is just enough to kill him. Our fury skill came in handy right there. Cool stuff. All right, he drops 3 XP, 2 fragments, 0 gold, and he drops an uncommon loot. So we get 3 XP, so we're going from 11 up to 14. And in doing so, we've reached the 12 XP mark. So we get our weapon mastery skill. Weapon mastery says once per battle, you may add 1 to your roll when rolling to inflict damage to an enemy. So that basically does exactly what the Warhammer does. Once per battle, you may add 1 to your roll when rolling to inflict damage to an enemy. So we got like the double, dude. We got the double whammy combo right here, which is insane. So if we roll a 4, we can use our weapon mastery skill, and we can use our skill from our Warhammer to increase it by 1 each. So it'll go from 4 up to 5 up to 6. So essentially, if we roll 4, 5, or 6, we can deal 7 damage. That is insane. Cool stuff. Okay, he also drops the 2 soul fragments. So we go from 2 up to 4. And he drops no gold, but with our skull cap, we get 1 extra gold when we defeat an enemy. So even if they drop 0, you get the +1 gold. And then he's got the yellow gem, so that means we get an uncommon loot. Let's see what we get. We rolled a 6. Let's see what that is. It is the amulet, as you can see here. It's got the 6, and it's got the little ring symbol down here. So that's going to go on our accessory slot. You can have 1 accessory at a time. And there it is. There's the amulet. The amulet says once per dungeon level, and this is a dungeon level here. Once per dungeon level, you may avoid combat with an enemy. So you can just tap this card to the side to show that you've used it on that level. You'll get it back on the next level. If there's ever an enemy that pops up that you don't want to fight, even after they're already out on the board, and then you draw modifiers for them, but before actually engaging in combat with them and inflicting damage, you can use the amulet to avoid that enemy. So there you go. All right, and that rule might actually change. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I might make it to where you can just use the amulet to... You know, it's like a magic amulet. You can sort of use it to charm the enemy. So even if you're already fighting them, you can use this to avoid combat with them. But as of now, I think I'm going to keep it as the current rule. You use this to just completely avoid the combat with them before you actually get into a fight with them. Okay, so there we go. We got a really good piece of loot from the Banshee. That's amazing. We're going to put that card back in our hand. And there's also the altar. So it says a small... And again, we're doing the altar. We're in the green room, but we pushed our luck. And we ran into this red text, which is the Banshee, and it's next to the red diamond. So that means that it matches this symbol here on the event, so we have to do it. It's the altar. A small altar surrounded by lotus petals sits in the center of the room. Kneel and say a prayer. Okay, let's go ahead and kneel and say a prayer. We roll a 5, +3 HP, -2 fear. Dude, that's amazing. So we go from 6 up to 9 health. And what was it? -2 fear. That's awesome. So we removed the fear that we got earlier. There we go, guys. Cool. Cool stuff. So we're back down to 0 fear. We're not scared at all. Let's go. Okay, that is it for that room. So that is it for the level as well. We're going to pick up the key now that we've cleared that room. And you'll notice there's nowhere left to go except out through this little exit right here where the keyhole is. So now that we've got the key, we can move through it. And when you exit the level, you have to spend a movement to move out of the level like so. There we go. So we can go ahead and clear all of these little clear tokens off the card. We'll put this card in the discard pile, and now we're moving into dungeon level 2. So we'll change this dice here to a 2 to show that we're on level 2 of the dungeon. We'll grab the next card off the dungeon deck, place it down, and we'll set it up. So we've got the key symbol down here in this room. We're going to go ahead and place our key here. And we've got the lock down here, so that's where we're heading. And the stairs are up here in the top right. So we'll go ahead and place our pawn right there, and we're ready to go. Cool stuff, guys. So that was a full level of the game. That is pretty much how you play the game. We're going to keep doing going through the playthrough so you guys can see the full game, but hopefully that's answered most of the questions that you've had by now. And if you're eager to play, now you know how to play the game, but we're going to keep going anyway, just in case there's anything else that might come up. So here we go, guys. Let's continue venturing into the Crypt and Crypt Crawler. So we're going to take our movement here. We're going to move into this green room, draw a card, and what do we got? +1 fear, 1 zombie, and an abandoned camp. We can get food and oil at the camp. We don't really need oil. I'm not too concerned about food. We could get a pouch off the zombie. It might be worth doing. It might be worth doing. So we're going to do it. So we're going to get +1 fear. There we go. It's also sketchy too. Every time you shuffle up the deck, you don't know what's coming up next. You know what I mean? So we could push into a demon or a troll or something really nasty like that. We definitely don't want to do that. Okay, so there is a zombie. We're going to place the zombie on the table like so. And now that we're on level 2 of the dungeon, the enemies are going to get 2 modifier cards. So he gets +1 health, +1 strength, and +1 toughness, +1 strength. So he gets +1 health, +1 toughness, and +2 strength. Yikes. So he's going to go up to 4 health. As you can see, the enemies are going to get incrementally harder the deeper you go into the dungeon. He's going to have 1 toughness, and his 1 strength is going to go up to 3 since he's getting +2. That is gnarly. Yikes, dudes. Yikes. That's pretty crazy. Fortunately, he is slow. He's only got 2 speed, so we get to attack first here. Let's go ahead and do it. And we rolled a 1 and missed. Of course, we rolled the only thing we could roll to miss this guy. He needs a 3 or better. He hits us. He rolls a 5. So he does 3 damage. +3 is 6 damage. Dude, that is a crap load of damage. All right, so that's going to do, we're going to mitigate 1 of it with our skull cap. So we're taking 5 damage from the zombie. I regret my decision. We're going from 9 down to 4. It breaks our skull cap. It's got no more durability. So that is going to go back into the loot deck like so. Oh no, dude, that is not good. That is not good at all, guys. The only good thing about it is that it procs our fury skill. So we're going to do +1 damage next time we hit him. But yeah, I could have gone without taking all that damage. Okay, we get to retaliate. We need 2 or better. We rolled a 6 and we rolled a 4 for damage. So we're doing 4 damage. +1 from fury is 5. And then +2 from our strength is 7. Minus his 1 toughness is 6. And he's only got 4 health. So that is plenty enough to take him down. We're going to get 1 XP, 0 fragments, 1 gold, and a loot pouch. So we're going to get 1 XP and go up to 15. Keep in mind, we need to reach 20 to get our Bloodlust ability, our final skill. We get no soul fragments. That sucks. We do get 1 gold. We're no longer getting the increased gold from the skull cap since it was broken. And he also drops a loot pouch. So let's go ahead and roll. We rolled a 6 and we get an oil. We don't want oil. It's funny, man. In Crypt Crawler, sometimes you're desperate for oil and other times you just get so much of it that you're like, I want anything but oil. Just don't give me oil, please. Okay, there we go. Let's see here. So we've defeated the zombie and there's also this event since we're in the green room and we got the green circle down here, the abandoned camp. A ring of stones surrounds burnt logs and ashes. A leather bag lays on the ground. Okay, let's go ahead and loot it. Let's see what we got. We rolled a 1. If you roll a 1, 2, or 3, you get +1 food. So we rummage through the bag and we find 1 food. And you know what? I'm going to eat 1, 2. I'm going to eat 3 of those food and gain 3 health and go up to 7. And we're going to hang on to a food just in case we need to decide to use it for health or stamina later on. But there we go. Okay, we got a little bit of health left with our, or a little bit of health back rather with our food. That is good. We'll put the zombie down this way. And that is it. We have cleared that room. We'll place the modifier cards here and move on. Now we've got a choice. We can either move down into this little like dead end room, which we're going to have to backtrack through, or we can move over into this room. Considering that we have so much oil, I'm not worried at all about running out of oil. So we can, we have the luxury of exploring little dead ends and stuff like that. We don't need to worry about running out of oil. So we're going to go into this room. So we're going to spend a movement. We're on 10 on the movement tracker. So that burns up 1 oil in our lantern like so. We still have 3 left. Let's move down onto the green. And we're going to draw a card and see what we get on the green. 1 food. There we go. Cool. So we're going to get a food. You know what? I'm going to eat it immediately and go up to 8 health. There we go. Now we need to backtrack out of this room since this is the only exit. So we're going to go 1, 2 steps over here into this room. So we're going to take this. It's going to go back down to 0. And then we're going to go 1, 2, like so. We're going to boink, boink into this red room. Put a clear token here. And let's see what we have in this red room. 2 food. Dude, there's food all over the place in here. This is amazing. Okay, so we're going to gain 2 food. I think we're actually just going to hang... No, you know what? I'm going to eat 1. I'm going to eat 1 to go up to 9 health. I want to feel a little bit safer. We're going to go up to 9, but we'll hang on to 1 extra. So we got 2 food in the bag. There we go. Now we can decide, do we want to go this way or do we want to go down? It's like we can either beeline it for the key and just leave, or we can go around this way and try to hit up all of the rooms. I want to go around. So we're going to head into this yellow triangle room like so. So we're going to spend a movement. There we go. We'll move into the yellow triangle room. And let's see what we have up ahead. A warlock and a gold. The warlock can do burn damage. I don't really want to fight him. I think I'm going to push my luck. I'm going to push my luck. No! This is the worst! We pushed into a demon, dude, in a room with an evil aura. Oh my god, this is the worst. This is the worst thing you can push your luck into the game, but I'm glad you guys are getting to see it. This is awesome. Okay, so we're pushing into a demon. At least it's only on level 2. Oh man, this is cool. I'm glad you guys are getting to see us fight the demon. This is very, very rare that you fight this guy. So we're going to go ahead and add 2 modifier cards to him. He's going to get +2 health. Oops, and he's going to get +1 strength. Okay, it's not horrible. It could have been worse. So he's got 8 health, so he's going to get +2 and go up to 10. This guy's got 10 health. That is pretty gnarly. And he also got the +1 strength, so his strength goes from 2 up to 3. Oh, man. We might die. We might die to this demon. This might be the end of the road right here, guys. And he's got a speed of 5, so he is pretty dang fast. Do we want to amulet, dude? Yeah. Yeah, once per dungeon level, you may avoid combat with an enemy. Let's do it. We're going to use the amulet to avoid combat with this guy. I don't want to lose the game. We're going to go ahead and avoid the demon. No, thank you. I wanted you guys to see the fight, but at least you got to see the demon. He made an appearance, but we charmed him with the amulet. Let's get the heck out of here, dude. Is that extra strength and that extra health? No, thank you. I don't want to tussle with that guy. All right, so we use the amulet. We can't use it anymore on this level, but it definitely came in handy right there. Good stuff. Okay. So we're going to move out of that room. Oh, actually, there was an evil aura in this room, so we're not completely out of the woods. So while the amulet does let you avoid combat with an enemy, it doesn't avoid the events that are in the room. So we've got the evil aura, and of course, we're doing that because we pushed into the demon, which is a purple star event, or a purple star resolution, and there's the purple star. So evil aura. A radiating aura of demonic energy fills the room. You feel overwhelmed by a sense of dread. Let's go ahead and roll. We rolled a 3. If you roll a 1, 2, or 3, +3 fear. Oh, man. So we go up to 4 fear. We are halfway on our fear meter to being completely afraid. There we go. Okay. Let's move deeper in. We're going to move into this room here. So let's spend a movement, and we're going to move into a green room. And let's see what we get. There was also a shrine in that room, I should mention. Wait, was it that room? Yeah, there was also a shrine in that room. Dude, then the next 3 cards, all of these have shrines. That's crazy. But yeah, I didn't want to go toe-to-toe with the demon, so it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay, so we're going into a green room. Let's see what we get here. We've got a spider. You know what? I think I can handle that. And he's going to give us a soul fragment and a pouch. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to fight the spider. I can handle that, I think. Hopefully. He's got 2 mods. So he gets +2 health. And he gets +1 health. So he gets +3 health and goes up to 6. Okay, so this is a very... the spider's got a lot of vitality. All right, he's going to go up to 6. And he's very fast. He is the fastest enemy in the game. Because spiders are very, very fast. And he's going to attack first. So he needs a 3 or better to hit us. He rolls a 2 and misses. We need a 2 or better to hit him. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, dude. We miss. He hits us for maximum damage. We have been getting very unlucky with our rolls. So he rolled a 6, so he's doing 2 poison, plus 1 strength. We've got no armor to mitigate that, so we're taking 1 damage and then 2 poison, which means this is going to move from an 8 down to a 6, and it's going to bump our stamina down. Yikes. That sucks, man. Okay, let's see here. We can go ahead and retaliate. Let's go ahead and take a swing. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. We did just take a damage, so that procced Fury. Got to keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and roll. We hit him. We rolled a 3, and once per battle with Weapon Mastery, we can add 1 to our roll when inflicting damage, and same thing with the Warhammer. So we can bump this 3 up to a 5 by using both of those. So we're going to bump it up to a 5, and that way we're dealing 4 damage, plus 2 from our strength is 6 damage. He's got no toughness and 6 health, so we take down the spider. He gives us 2 experience points. Let's go. We're up to 17. We need 3 more to be able to unlock Bloodlust. He drops 1 soul fragment, so we've got 5. We're set up to get another soul crystal. He drops 1 gold. We've got a lot of gold. We really need to find a shop. And he drops a loot pouch, which has a 5, which is another potion. So let's go ahead and see what potion we're going to get. We rolled a 3, and that is a speed potion. So this is a good time to mention this. I spoke to one of the viewers of the channel, Schizoid. I believe it was actually yesterday. He asked about the potions. He said, can you hold more than 1 potion in your potion slot? And I told him I'm actually going to add, I know this probably sounds like I'm just making this up on the spot because I got the potion. I'm not, trust me. I'm going to add another potion slot. So there's going to be a second potion slot over here next to this. So that way your maximum potions that you can have like strapped to your belt is going to be 2. I was considering just stacking the potions on this 1 potion slot and saying, yeah, you can just have multiple potions, but I feel like it might be a little too much if you have infinite potions. That might change, but as of now, we're going to start playtesting it to where the character can hold up to 2 potions. So we pick up the speed potion, which says you may discard this card to increase your speed by 2 until the end of a battle. So we're going to go ahead and put the speed potion down this way, like so. And that's good that that happened, because that reminds me, once this game is done, I need to go add another potion slot to the little play mat here. Cool stuff. Okay. And I believe that was it. Yep, there was just a spider in the room, and we are good to go. So I'll pull the spider down this way, put the mods over here, modification cards, and that's it. We're going to flip this over, shuffle it up, move it back over here on the dungeon deck slot, and we're good to go. Now we're going to move here into this red room. Let's take a step into the red room. We have cleared this room. Our little meeple has fallen over. Now, before we get the key, we got to clear the room. So let's see what we've got. It is a red room. Oh, wow. We drew right into the same card earlier that had the demon on it, except we're in a red room. There's 3 gold in this room and a shrine, dude. Let's go. We get 3 gold. We go up to 12, and there's a shrine, and we've got 5 fragments. We're going to combine them together into a soul crystal. Let's shuffle up the bag. Get one out. What do we get? We got a blue one. Okay, so we got orange and blue. So let's see. Who are we not going to face? So we already know we're not facing the giant. We could face the dragon. We could face the sorcerer. So we're not facing the demon lord, because for the demon lord, he doesn't have blue as one of the 3 crystals. So we're either facing the sorcerer or the dragon. All right, so if we get the red soul crystal, we're going to fight the dragon. And if we get the green soul crystal, we're going to fight the sorcerer. Okay, so the sorcerer inflicts fear to you, or whenever it inflicts fear, it heals HP, and it does do a lot of fear. Our fear is pretty high. That's scary. We're going to want to try to get this down. We're going to want to try to find a yellow shop so we can get this this fear elixir here to get our fear down in case we end up drawing into the green crystal and have to fight the sorcerer. And then for the dragon, if we draw the red soul crystal, when the dragon inflicts burn to you, discard the following items: axe, club, mace, skullcap, and tunic. Since all of those are made of burnable materials, the dragon, he blasts you with his fire attacks, and he just burns those up and destroys them. Unfortunately for us, I don't think we have any of those. Nope, we don't have any of those items, so we're good to go. Okay, here we go, guys. That was amazing. 3 gold and a shrine to get a crystal. Okay, we're nearing the end. We just need 1 more soul crystal to go to fight the boss. Hopefully we can survive and make it there. We've cleared the room, so we get to pick up the key, and we're going to move into the final room of level 2. As you can see, the little corridor enters into the last room, which has the yellow triangle. So we're going to go ahead and move onto the 6. And we're going to move into the yellow triangle room. We have cleared this red room. What do we got for the yellow triangle? A skeleton and a gold. Now, similar to the zombies, the skeletons, they're undead, and they don't drop any soul fragments. The only exception to this is the ghost. Where is the ghost? The ghost is technically undead, but he makes up for the fact that they don't drop any, that the zombie and the skeleton don't. He drops 3 soul fragments, all right? He basically is a soul. The ghost is a soul, so he drops 3 soul fragments. He drops a lot of them, but the skeleton drops none. He does drop a common loot, though, which is pretty good. But he is faster than us. He's got the same speed, so he's going to attack first, and he already has a toughness and a strength. I don't know if the common loot is worth justifying. We could use some armor, though. We're about to leave level 2, so we probably should. While he's only getting 2 mods, yeah, we should probably do it. And we'll pick up an extra gold, too, in that room. So let's just do it. We're going to fight the skeleton. And he's going to get 2 modifications. Let's see what he gets. He gets +1 health and +1 speed. He was already faster, so that doesn't matter. So he does get the +1 health. And he gets another +1 health. So +2 health, +1 strength, and +1 speed. So his health is going to go up to 5, like so. His strength is going to go up to 2. That is scary. And his speed is going to go up to 5, like so. Okay, he's going to attack first. We really need him to miss. We could really use a miss here. Please roll lower than a 3. He rolls the highest number he could possibly roll. You know what we should have done? We should have drank the speed potion. That would have been a good time to do that. We should have drank the speed potion. It's okay. So he hits us for a crap ton of damage. He rolls a 6. So that's 4 plus 2. Dude, that is 6 damage. We've got no armor to mitigate any of that. We're taking 6 damage, going from 8 down to 2. That sucks. That was very unlucky. Very, very, very unlucky. He could have just dealt, one extra damage or 2 extra damage, would have taken either 3 or 4, but no, he dealt 6 damage. He dealt the max. Yuck. We have been pretty unlucky by only finding that skull cap. We could really use some other armor to mitigate some damage. That would be a huge, huge help. We just haven't been able to find any. Hopefully we'll pick something up if we kill this guy. Okay. This is getting dicey here, dudes. We need to retaliate and take this dude down. We need to roll a 3 or better. Here we go. Okay, we rolled a 5 and we're doing 1 for our damage. So that's 3 damage. Yeah, and even if we use the ability of the Warhammer and of Weapon Mastery, we can only increase this up to a 3, and that's still only going to do 3 damage since if we roll 1, 2, or 3, it does 3. So we're just going to stick with that. So we're doing 3 damage, plus the 2 is 5, minus his 1 toughness is 4, and then we're going to spend a stamina to add 1 more damage and deal 5 damage. 6 total, but 1 minus his toughness is 5 to take down the skeleton. Okay, he's going to give us 2 experience points, so we're up to 19. We just need 1 more XP to unlock Bloodlust. And he drops 0 soul fragments, 1 gold. Dude, we have so much gold. We need a shop immediately. And he drops a random common loot. We rolled a 1 and oh, rip. That is the dagger. The common loot 1 is the dagger. And while that's good to get early on in the game, it's definitely not better than our insane rare Warhammer over here. So that's no good. Rip. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on from the skeleton. Oh, also we get 1 gold in the room, so we're up to 14 gold. Move on from the skeleton like so and venture out of level 2. So we're going to go ahead and take a movement here. And as you can see, we've got the key and we're moving toward the locked door and out of level 2 like so. There we go, guys. 2 levels of the dungeon down. Let's go ahead and move into level 3. We're going to set our dice to 3. Draw a card. There we go. Set that up. And we're going to put the key up here in the room that's got the little key symbol right here, of course. And we got the lock down here. We're heading down this way, and we're starting here on these stairs. So let's put our pawn there. We're going to take 1 step into the first room, and it is a yellow triangle room. So let's see what we've got here. Boop. We've got a skeleton. There's a corpse in the room. The skeleton must have killed the corpse, or the skeleton crawled out of the corpse, and now it's just the flesh on the ground. I don't know. Either one is not good. It's pretty creepy. And there's a... Ooh, dude, there's a shop. There's a shop in the room. I think I want to do it. Very first thing we're doing, we're eating both of our food. We're eating our 2 food, and we're gaining 2 health back and going up to 4 before we get into combat. We also get our amulet back. And you know what I think we're going to do? This might be silly, but I don't want to die to this skeleton. Is this silly? No, maybe we should just fight him. What I'm thinking about doing is using the amulet to skip the skeleton and just going straight to the shop. First, we'd have to do the corpse and then go to the shop, but we might want to save the amulet for an enemy that's like more difficult. Yeah, we could use our speed potion. We could use our speed potion to potentially attack him first, potentially, if he doesn't end up getting modifiers that make him faster. This is very, very, very risky, but we're going to go ahead and do it, guys, because I don't want to use the amulet on the skeleton. We're going to try it. Since we're on level 3, he gets 3 modifier cards. Okay, he's getting +1 health, +1 strength. Another +1 health and +1 speed. So +2 health, +1 strength, +2 speed. So +2, +0, +1, +1. Ooh, +4, +0, +1, +1. Okay, so he gets +4 health. So he's at 7. Let's go ahead and set that up. +4. +0. He gets +1 to his strength. So he's at 2. And then +1 to his speed. So he's up to 5 speed, like so. Okay, we're going to go ahead and drink our speed potion. You may discard this card to increase your speed by 2 until the end of a battle. So we're going to go ahead and discard that up this way into the potion loot deck up here. So we're going to increase our speed by 2 until the end of this battle with the skeleton. So we go from 4 up to 6. That's higher than his 5, so we get to attack first. So we're going to go ahead and roll. We need 3 or better. Yes, we hit him, and we rolled a 4. Let's go, dude. We're going to go ahead and use our weapon mastery ability. Once per battle, you may add 1 to your roll when rolling to inflict damage. So we're going to increase this 4 up to a 5. And we're going to do the same thing with our Warhammer. You may add 1 to your roll when rolling to inflict damage to an enemy. We're going to increase that 5 up to a 6. So we rolled a 6 for damage. We're doing 7 damage. +2 strength is 9 damage. -1 toughness is 8. To his 7 health, that is enough to take down the skeleton. We absolutely crush him, dude. His bones get shattered into dust. And we took him down in 1 hit. Ooh, that's amazing. I'm glad my plan panned out that way, being able to use the speed potion to get in a swing, and fortunately we were lucky enough to actually hit him. Okay, we get 2 experience points, so check it out, guys. We're at max XP, so XP from this point on does not matter. We've reached the maximum level of XP. We've got 20. We unlock our 3rd and final skill. We're at max level with our human warrior, and we have unlocked Bloodlust. When you roll a 6 to hit an enemy, you may attack again after dealing damage. So anytime we roll a 6 on this black dice, we basically go into a Bloodlust, and it skips the enemy's attack, and we get to attack again. Very, very powerful. It's rare for it to happen, but very, very powerful indeed. Okay, cool stuff. He also drops 0 fragments. What a jerk, but he does drop 1 gold. We're up to 15. And he drops a common loot. Here we go. Hook us up. A 3. What is that? It's a club, just like we had earlier. The skeleton drops a club on the ground. We don't want it. We're going to leave it there. Okay. And then, after fighting the skeleton, we notice there's a corpse on the floor. The corpse of a fallen adventurer lays rotting on the dungeon floor. May as well loot it. All right, let's go ahead and roll. We rolled a 2. If you roll a 1, 2, or 3, +1 gold. Don't mind if I do. We rummage through the pockets of the fallen adventurer, find a gold. Now you'll notice there's a coin at the top of the card, which means there is a shop, and we are in a yellow triangle room. So we get to visit the shop, and we have access to the middle row, the yellow row, and below. So we have access to all 6 of these items here. So I think what I want to do, first of all, is we're going to go ahead and purchase some health potions. So we're going to buy, and this is another rule too that I should mention. You can only purchase 1 of each item at any given shop. So you can't keep buying the same item over and over again when you visit a shop. If you find a new shop, you can buy those items again. But when you're at a shop, you can only buy 1 of each item at that one particular shop. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to spend 1 gold to get +2 health. Like so. We're going to go up to 6. We desperately need this. We're going to go up to the yellow shelf. We're going to spend 2 gold to get +3 health from this potion. So 2 gold down to 13 +3 health and go from 6 up to 9. Then we're going to spend 2 gold to get this poison antidote to get -1 poison. So let's spend 2 gold, go down to 11. We'll remove 1 poison, like so. Then we're definitely going to spend the 4 gold to remove 2 fear. This is what I was saying earlier. So we're going to go from 11 down to 7. We're going to drink that fear elixir and remove 2 fear. And that'll be good in case we end up facing the sorcerer who inflicts only fear damage. Well, he's got the 2 strength, but he inflicts a lot of fear damage. As you can see, the purple triangles for his attacks, that is fear damage that he inflicts, which will increase your fear meter here. So it's good that we were able to find this fear elixir. This one right here, this gives you +2 experience points, but considering we're at max experience, we don't need that. And the last item we can buy is the +2 food for 3 gold. You know what? We're going to go ahead and do it. Can never have enough food. So we're going to go ahead and spend 3 gold. We are down to 4 gold. What we were at, we were like 14 or 15. We spent a lot of gold. We went on a shopping spree and we get 2 food like so. And I think I'm actually going to hang on to those in case we get poisoned. I don't want to eat the food, increase our stamina, and then poison, end up knocking it down and being like, oh man, I could have used that food toward health. So there we go. Okay. Cool stuff. I think that is it for that room. That was pretty good. We're going to go ahead and put all of our modifier cards over here. And now we have a decision to make. We can go up or we can go to the right. We need to kind of plot out our course here. Okay, so this key is in a dead end. I think I want to go up. Then we're going to go over and get the key. We're going to backtrack, and then we're going to go down and then over to hit up all of the rooms. So we're going to go ahead and move on the movement tracker. We're going to go up into this green room. We have cleared that room. Let's see what we get here. +2 poison and an ooze. This is exactly what I was talking about. We're about to get poisoned. I don't really want to do that. I'm going to push my luck into a rare loot. Yes. Okay. There is a shrine in this room, but we've got 0 fragments. But we've pushed into a rare loot and the room is haunted. Ew, lots of haunted rooms in this this dungeon, in this crypt. Okay, so we get a rare loot. Please don't roll a 2. Anything but a 2. A 4. Ooh. Okay, what is that? Let's see what we get here. It's the 3, the 5. Is that on the other side of something that we're holding? Where is the 4? Where is the 4? Is it on the other side of this? Is it on the other side of... There it is. Oh, baby. Oh, dudes. We just got the best armor in the game. We just got the best armor in the game. So check it out. You can see it's got the little shirt symbol here. That means that it goes on your body. We're going to go ahead and place that there. Dudes, it's rare. So it's got the red gem and we rolled a 4. So we get we rolled a 4 here rather. So we get the 4 rare on the loot table. Plate mail. It gives you 3 toughness. So you can see here on the shield, it gives you 3 to our toughness. So we're going to mitigate 3 damage. It gives you 1 to your armor class. So our armor class goes from 3 up to 4. So now enemies need to roll 4 or higher in order to hit us. That is incredible. Let's go. And it's got a durability of 5. So we can sustain 5 hits before this thing will break. And considering our armor class has gone up, it's going to be even harder to hit us. So dude, this is the best armor in the game is the plate mail right there. That's incredible. So good that we picked that up. Dude, we've got a rare armor and a rare weapon. Let's go. And we got our little uncommon amulet over here. Dude, let's go, dude. This is a good playthrough so far. Okay, cool stuff. But the room is haunted. The hair on the back of your neck rises. You feel like you're being watched. Okay, let's go ahead and roll. Roll the 2. If you roll a 1, 2, or 3, +1 fear. Okay, not quite as bad as earlier. I think we got 2 fear, was it, from that one earlier? So we go up to 3 on our fear meter here. And as mentioned, there is a shrine, but we don't have the 5 fragments to combine to get our final crystal, so we can't use it. Okay, we're going to move on. Let's go ahead and move. We've moved up to 10, so that lowers our oil by 1. We still have some oil left, though, so we're doing okay. We're going to move over here into this green room, like so. We've cleared the room that we left. And let's see what the green is on this one. A gold and a food. Yeah, don't mind if I do. So we're going to go ahead and scoop up a gold off the ground. And we find some food as well. Good stuff. Okay. That was pretty easy. We're going to move over here into this red room and snag the key. So let's go ahead and we're going to start over. Go back to 1 on the movement tracker. We're going to go into the red room. We cleared this one. And let's see what the red is on this one. An ooze and a rat. There's also a shrine, but we can't use it. And the event is not a red diamond, so we don't have to do it since we're in the red diamond room. An ooze and a rat, I think I kind of want to do it. Because we need soul fragments. We need soul fragments to win, so we need to do it, guys. Okay, we're going to fight the ooze. Yikes. Okay, we're on level 3, so he's getting 3 modifiers. He's going to get +1 toughness. He's going to get +2 health. Okay, we got to reshuffle the deck here. Let's put this over here. Put this card back. Shuffle that up. So +2 health, +1 toughness, and another health, and a strength. So +3 health, +1 toughness, and +1 strength. So 311. So he's getting +3 health. He goes up to 6. He's getting a toughness. He's getting a strength. Like so. Okay. And his speed is 2. Fortunately for us, we are faster. We do still have the strength potion down here. We don't need to use that right now, though. I want to save that for when we get to the boss, hopefully. Fingers crossed. We need to roll 2 or better since his armor class is 2. Hook me up. And, of course, we roll a 1. Dude, we're so unlucky with that. We can roll anything but a 1. 5 other numbers. We can roll 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. We somehow manage to roll a 1 every time we fight enemies with 2 armor class. I swear, you can't make it up. All right, he's going to roll. He needs a 4 or better. How much you want to bet? Oh, he misses. Good thing. Look, see, dude, the plate mail is already paying off because he would have hit us if we had our 3 armor class still. And he would have hit for 6. He would have hit for his 3 poison. Okay, we're going to attack. We need 2 or better. Come on. Okay, we rolled the exact same thing as him. You saw the dice pop up. So we rolled a 3 to hit, and we rolled a 6 for damage. So 7 damage plus 2 strength is 9. Minus his 1 toughness is 8, and he's only got 6 health. We squish the ooze, man. We just squish him. Okay, he drops the 1 XP, but we don't need any more XP. We can safely ignore that now since we're at max. He drops 1 fragment, 1 gold, and 1 common loot. So we get 1 fragment. Amazing. 1 gold. And we get a common loot, and we rolled a 6. The 6 is the mace. So if we go through these, you'll see the 6 is the mace. That is cool. Ignore the enemy's toughness. It does 1, 2, and 3 damage respectively, but we got the rare Warhammer. It does 3, 4, and 7. So we're going to go ahead and stick with that. We really wanted to grab the tunic earlier out of the common loot, but now that we got the plate mail, we ain't worried about that. Really, the only common loot that we care about at this point is the skull cap. Everything else is essentially useless. It's just weaker weapons that we don't need. So if we do find a common loot, we want to roll a 2 to get that skull cap. Okay, cool stuff. So we killed the ooze, and there's also a rat. So let's go ahead and fight the rat here. The rat is going to get 3 modifiers. Let's see what he gets. He gets +1 health. He's going to get another health and a speed. So he's at 2 health and 1 speed. And another speed. So +2 health, +2 speed. So his 2 health goes up to 4. Like so. And his 5 speed goes up to 7. He was already faster, but now he's super fast. This is a speedy little cracked out rat, dude. All right, here we go. It's like the cracklings from StarCraft 1, if anybody's familiar with that. You put the speed upgrade on the Zerglings, and they're cracklings, and they're super, super fast. Yeah, man, we got little crackling rats here. Okay, so he's going to go ahead and attack first. He needs a 4 or better. Please don't get it. He gets it. He rolls a 3 for damage. So he's doing 1 plus nothing. He's only doing 1 damage, and we've got 3 toughness. And ain't nothing. We take no damage, but it does dink our armor a little bit. So it knocks it down to 4 durability. Don't like that so much. We're going to go ahead and attack. We need a 2 or better. We rolled a 4 and then a 4 for damage. If you roll a 4 or a 5 with the Warhammer, you deal 4 damage. Plus our 2 strength is 6. He's got no toughness, 4 health. We kill him, 6 damage. He's going to drop the 1 XP, which we don't care about. The 1 soul fragment, no gold, and a loot pouch. So we do get a soul fragment. So we're up to 2. We just need 3 more and to find a shrine. We've got a loot pouch. Let's go ahead and roll on it. We rolled a 5. That is a potion. Nice. So we get another potion. We rolled a 5 and we've already got the strength potion. Dang, dude. The bottle is empty. We found the potion, but the bottle is empty. RIP. Okay. That is it for that room. And as mentioned, there's the shrine that we need, but we've only got the 2 fragments, so we can't combine them at the shrine. Sad. We got to leave. But we do get to pick up the key since we have cleared the room. Okay, now we got to backtrack a little bit. We're going to have to move 1, 2. So we're going to go 2 movement from 1 up to 3 to go into this room and then down into this red room. We cleared that one. So we've got, there's a warlock, 2 gold, and there's a shop. It's also a red room shop. And we've got over 5 gold, and it costs 5 gold to buy a fragment. And what does the warlock drop? Let's see. The warlock drops 2 fragments. Dude, we could get our 3 fragments. Let's do it, guys. We're doing it. This might be a little bit risky, but we're going to do it. Okay, we're going to do it. So we're fighting the warlock. We're also going to get 2 gold also, which is pretty cool if we manage to kill him. It's level 3, so he's getting the 3 modifiers. He's getting +1 health. He's also getting another health. This is good so far. +2 health. These are pretty tame. And +2 health. So +4 health. Wow, dude. So he's got 9 health. That's a lot of health. But on the bright side, he didn't get any toughness or strength. So he goes up to 9. He's got that 4 speed, which matches ours, so he is faster, technically, since it's equal to. So he's going to go ahead and attack first. He needs 4 or better. He does get it. Dang. That's so unlucky, dude. And he does 6. Guys, we're so unlucky. We're so unlucky. He rolled a 6, so he does 3 burn. He does the one base damage, physical damage, but we mitigate 3 with our toughness from the plate mail. So we take none, but it does knock our durability down to 3. And regardless of if you take physical damage, fear, burn, and poison damage always goes through. So we do take 3 burn damage. I don't like it. It is our turn to attack, so that means that we take burn damage. We take 3. We go from 9 down to 6. Yikes. This burn damage goes down to a 2. Okay. And this says when an enemy inflicts damage to you and reduces your HP. He did not inflict damage and reduce our HP when he attacked. Our HP was reduced from the burn damage after the fact at the beginning of our turn. So the Fury ability does not activate. That's only if they actually deal physical damage to you with their attack during their turn. Okay. We do have Bloodlust. So if we roll a 6 to hit, we get to roll again. So that's good. Let's go ahead and roll, man. We need to roll a 3 or better. Come on. Yes. And we rolled a 4 for damage. So that means, dude, once per battle, you can add 1 to your roll to inflict damage. We're going to do that with our Warhammer, and we're going to do the same with Weapon Mastery. So we're going to bump this 4 up to a 6, and we're doing 7 damage. Plus 2 strength is 9 damage, minus his 0 toughness to his 9 health. We killed him in 1 hit. Dude, the Warhammer is insane. Dude, the Warhammer, with this ability that it has, with the Weapon Mastery, getting to double it up as a warrior, insane, dude. The warrior, dude, the warrior's match made in heaven is the Warhammer. That is the weapon for the warrior. Oh my gosh. So cool too, because that's the weapon that a warrior would have, right? A big old Warhammer. Dude, that is so awesome. Okay, we squashed the Warlock. Amazing. He drops 2 XP that we don't care about. He drops 2 fragments that we definitely care about. We're at 4. He drops 1 gold. And he's got a loot chest. Okay, let's go ahead and roll in the loot chest table. We rolled a 1. And we get a random uncommon loot. That's the yellow gems. Let's see what we get. We rolled a 4. And is that even in the loot anymore? Is the 4 in the loot? We might have it over here somewhere. You know what? I think it's on the other side of this. It is. It's the helmet. And I am not dropping the plate mail for the helmet. We do have the option to, of course, but no way, Jose. We are not dropping that. We're going to hang on to the plate mail. It is a shame. Would have been cool to have the helmet. But yeah, and you know, there's a reason for that, right? Like that's why some of the cards, you can't have both. If you could have the helmet to have plus 3 toughness and 1 increased armor class, and you could have the helmet that gave you plus 2 toughness and 1 increased armor class, you'd have 5 extra toughness and 2 increased armor class. You'd basically be invincible. It's way too powerful. So that's why I place those on opposite sides of one another to balance the game out. So in case you're like, oh, that's stupid or that sucks, why can't you have a helmet and the plate mail? That's why. I've thought about it. Trust me, I've play tested a lot and I've thought about it. There's a reason for a lot of the decisions that are in the game. So that's why. Okay. That's unfortunate. We can't get the helmet. We do find, I like to think that we did find the helmet in the chest that he dropped, but it's completely bashed and like dented and we can't even put it on our heads. Okay. We killed the Warlock, dude. We also get, what else was in that room? 2 gold is lying on the ground. Let's go ahead and pick up 2 gold. We got 9. And guys, there is a shop. We're in a red room. We get to go to the red room shop. And on the top shelf of the red room shop for 5 gold is a soul fragment. 1 soul fragment. We're going to spend 5 gold, go from 9 down to 4. We're going to get that soul fragment and go up to 5. Now we just need to find a shrine. We've got the amulet ready to go. So if we find a shrine with a really gnarly enemy guarding it, we can just skip right past them. We're set up and ready to go, guys. Okay, we do have 4 gold left over, so we might want to buy some stuff. We're getting low on health. I'm going to spend 3 gold to get the plus 4 health. So we're going to go down to 1 gold. And we're going to go from 6 up to 10. And then, oh yeah, and then since we killed the Warlock, we don't need to, we didn't take burn damage, did we? Yeah, I did. I took the 3. Okay, we can get rid of that since we killed the Warlock. Then we're going to spend our last gold, and we're going to buy this weaker health potion down here on the bottom green shelf for plus 2 health and go from 10 up to 12, like so. There we go. Okay, cool. Amazing. All right, guys. That is awesome. That is awesome. We are set up. We just need to find the shrine. So we're going to go ahead and mosey out of this room, and we're going to head over here into this green room. We're getting close to the end of level 3. This is getting sketchy, guys. So we're going to want to try to find the boss or find the shrine to get this crystal and face the boss pretty soon, because if we move to level 4 and we have to face enemies, they're going to start getting 4 modifiers. If you make it to level 5, which is the last level, they get 5 modifiers. And if you ever do make it to level 5 and you can't, and you haven't fought the boss yet, you lose. Once you get to the end, that's it. You're trapped in the dungeon. So there's no getting out of level 5. I've never seen it happen, though. Never seen it happen. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move. We're going to spend a movement. We're going to move into this green room. We cleared the red room that we left behind. And in this green room, there is food. I like it. We're going to pick up that food. You know what? We're going to eat 2 food, and we're going to get 2 health back and go to 14. We're going to eat another food, and we're going to gain a stamina and go up to 5. I feel safe enough doing that. We'll keep 1 gap in between in case we do get poisoned. All right, we're going to move into the last room of level 3. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Last room. Yellow room. What do we get? We get a zombie. There's no shrine in here. There's... I don't want to fight that. I'm going to push my luck. I want to get a shrine. Yes, we found a shrine. Yes, dude. And a rare loot. The red text we push into it is the rare loot, and the room is haunted. Man, we're good at finding these haunted rooms. Dude, another rare loot. Just don't roll a 2. Don't roll a 4. A 6. Oh my gosh. What is this? What is it? I'm so excited. What did we find? Where is it? Where is it? Is it on the other side of the amulet? It is. It's the longbow weapon. Okay, so this is a 2-handed weapon. It does 2, 4, and 6. What does this do? 3, 4, and 7. Okay, so the longbow is a little bit weaker, but it says inflict +2 damage to enemies with toughness greater than 1. Dude, that's pretty good, because then it'll do 4, 6, and 8. And that's just objectively better than the Warhammer. Dude, okay, let's see. We're either fighting the dragon or the sorcerer with enemies with toughness greater than 1. The sorcerer has 0 toughness and the dragon has 1. It's not greater than 1. Oh, and enemies do not get modifiers. It's just their base stats. So the longbow isn't useful against either of those 2 bosses, and that's the only 2 that we have the chance of facing. So I'm not going to pick up the longbow. That would have been cool. Hang on to the amulet. Rip. Oh, well, that would have been cool. Dang, dude. We do find the bow, but it's broken. It is broken in half. It's not usable. All right. And then the hair on the back of your neck rises. You feel like you're being watched. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. We rolled a 5 +2 fear. Oh no, guys. We go from 3 up to 5. Oh my God. I hope we don't fight the sorcerer. That would be so bad. Please, not the sorcerer. We want anything. We don't want the green. We want the red gem. We want the red soul crystal. Okay, guys. That's it for the room. We've got the soul. We've got the shrine here, rather, to combine our 5 soul fragments into the final soul crystal. Come on, red. No! It's green. So we've got the orange, blue, and green soul crystals. And as you can see here on the sorcerer, if you get the orange, blue, and green, you fight the sorcerer. Oh, man. So that's how you determine which boss you fight, obviously. Whichever color of the 3 soul crystals you have, that determines which boss you fight. In this case, it's the one boss. Dude, like I said earlier, we got really unlucky. It's the one boss that we didn't want to fight. We had a 25% chance to fight him, and we're fighting him. There that is. Okay, so this is an important new rule, and this will, of course, be in the rule book. And I've added this just recently. When you get to the boss, before you fight the boss, you go to one final shop, and you treat the shop as if it is a red room shop so that you have access to all of the items, all shelves of the shop, and you can spend your remaining gold on items to heal or remove fear, remove poison, get food and stuff like that before the fight. Unfortunately for us, though, we've got 0 gold. I have nothing to spend. We do have this 1 food, so before we head into the fight, I suppose I'm going to eat the food and add it to my stamina so we can inflict extra damage potentially. Yep, I'm going to add it to my stamina. Okay? Here we go, dudes. This is it, guys. We've reached the boss. the sorcerer, and as you'll notice, of course, I mentioned this in my my update video for the game, I still have to do the artwork for the bosses. You'll notice that there's no artwork on the bosses. It's coming very, very soon. He drank an invisibility potion. Yeah, that's what it is. The sorcerer drank an invisibility potion. Okay, so he's got 4 armor class. We've got to roll a 4 or higher. That is pretty tough. He has to roll 4 or higher for us too, which is good. So we're on even footing there. If he rolls a 1, 2, or 3, he does 2 fear damage, which means we'll increase our fear by 2. A 4 or a 5, he'll do 3 fear. And if he rolls a 6, 4 fear. And remember, if we reach 8, we're dead. We lose the game. It also says when the sorcerer inflicts fear to you, it heals 1 HP. So he feeds off of your fear. He's siphoning your energy, your fear, into his own life energy and healing from it. He's got 14 health. Yeah, let's go ahead and set that up. Now you'll see why the enemies don't get modifiers. We're going to go ahead and set up his health. He gets 14 health, like so. And the physical Mint Tin game, of course, is going to come with little tiny 6-sided dice to keep track of all the modified stats down here. He's got 0 toughness. He's very squishy. And he's got 2 strength. And he's got 5 speed. So he attacks first. I'm scared. I'm pretty scared, guys. We might just lose right here if we get a really unlucky roll. Is there anything else that we can do? I don't think so. I wish we had that speed potion. That would be really good right now. Nope. Fury, Weapon Mastery, Bloodlust. Nope. Okay, here we go. He has to get a 4 better to hit us. That's it, guys. That is it. The stupid plate mail wasn't good enough. It was a 50-50. A 1, 2, or 3, we would have lived. A 4, 5, or 6, we lose the game. So he rolls a 4 to hit us. He rolls a 5 for damage, which means he's doing 3 fear and then 2 physical damage. We mitigate that 2 physical damage with the 3 toughness of our plate mail, knocking the durability down to 2. But he does 3 fear. We're at 5 fear. That bumps us up to 8 fear. That has reached our fear threshold, and the human warrior goes insane. Oh, man. Oh, man. I want to see what would have happened had he missed. Okay, let's just pretend had he missed and we rolled. Okay, let's say that he missed and we drank our strength potion. You may discard this card to increase your strength by 1 till the end of the battle. All right, let's go ahead. I just want to see, just for fun. We lost, but just to see, hypothetically, we would have rolled a 3 and missed anyway. It wouldn't have even mattered. I wanted to see how big of a hit we could have got with the Warhammer. But there it is, guys. There was a playthrough of Crypt Crawler. I think we encountered pretty much most, if not everything, that you're going to run into in the game. Hopefully, I explained everything clear enough for you guys. And yeah, I know it's a little bit of a longer video, but I tried to make it as concise and as clear and as thorough as possible. So hopefully that was entertaining for you guys and that answered any questions that you may have. If you do have any remaining questions, be sure to pop those down in the comment section below or to join the Game Night Discord channel, and you can come chat over there about all things tabletop, solo player, Mint Tin games, all that stuff, including Crypt Crawler. We have a channel over there dedicated to Crypt Crawler where we've been chatting up a storm and having a good old time talking about the game, making balance changes. People have been playtesting, helping me out. It's been great. So thank you guys so much for watching, dudes. Hope you enjoyed this one. And I hope you enjoyed this playthrough of Crypt Crawler. And I hope you're getting as excited as I am for the physical release of Crypt Crawler. I'm getting so close to finishing. I just need to do the artwork for the bosses. I need to do the artwork for the tin and write the rule book and then do the game mat. That might sound like a lot, but it's really not too bad. It should be pretty short time span to finish all that stuff. Everything else took quite a while, getting all the balances, doing all the rest of the cards, all the art for all the rest of the cards. It's coming together, guys. We're getting close. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, click the bell. And until next time, have a good one, and I'll see all you dudes in the next video.